Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. If you're new here, I'm Audrey, former paralegal turned stay-at-home mom who loves true crime. I'm so happy you're here. Grab your hot Cheetos, and let's get started. Today I present to you the tragic case of Michelle Lay. Look at her. She was beautiful. Michelle Huang T. Lay was born on October 12, 1984. She was of Vietnamese descent and grew up in San Diego, California, along with her parents and brother Michael. Michelle dreamed of becoming a nurse practitioner like her mother, who sadly passed away from cancer when Michelle was just a teenager. She was an educated queen, graduating from Mount Carmel High School in 2002. Michelle went to study undergrad at San Jose University before transferring to San Francisco State University. Shortly after, she was accepted into the prestigious nursing program at Samuel Merritt University in Oakland, California. Michelle's nursing program required clinical lessons, which she was completing at the Kaiser Permanente Medical Center in Hayward, California. During this time, Michelle was living in San Mateo, California. On May 27, 2011, Michelle's car was found on Ponderosa Court, about a half a mile from the hospital. Michelle's badly decomposed remains were found on September 19, 2011. How Michelle's remains were found is something like a miracle story. The search was being funded and conducted by the Class Kids Foundation, led by the family of murdered Polly Klaas. Polly Klaas is another Bay Area case I'd like to cover another time. Carrie McGonigal is the mother of murdered Amber Dubois, which is another case from Southern California. Carrie and her dog were working with the Polly Klaas Foundation and helping Michelle Lay's family find her. Carrie and her dog found Michelle's body in Pleasanton, California. It was approximately 18 miles from where her car was found. So what happened to Michelle Lay? Who killed her and why? The first answer, Giselle Esteban. The second, jealousy. Michelle and Giselle were high school besties, both from San Diego, and also attended San Francisco State University together. That's where Giselle introduced Michelle to fellow student Scott Marasegan. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. Mark and Michelle dated briefly for a month in 2003, but according to Mark's court testimony, they were never intimate. And after the breakup was mutual, they both agreed they were better off as friends and never resumed a romantic relationship. Several months later, Mark and Giselle started dating and even got engaged. In 2005, they welcomed a baby girl into the world. Giselle became fixated, obsessed with Michelle, and extremely jealous of her friendship with Scott. Giselle started stalking Michelle, driving to her home, her work, and her school. Given this case occurred in the age of social media, I would not be surprised if Giselle would lurk around anywhere she knew Michelle was. Scott testified Giselle's jealousy was exacerbated while pregnant and became demonic and scary after she gave birth. About a year after the birth of their daughter, Scott could no longer take Giselle's BS and broke things off. This breakup resulted in a 2-year custody battle. At first, Giselle was able to get sole custody and moved out of the Bay Area. However, in 2010, Scott won 80% custody of their daughter, forcing Giselle to move back to the Bay Area. Giselle's jealousy rage kept spreading like a virus, and this led to a court-mandated high-conflict parenting course. And guess who these idiots dragged into their parenting class? Yep, you guessed it, Michelle Lay. In the days leading up to the murder, Giselle Michelle, and Scott were all seeing other people. Seeing as they were not officially back together and as I mentioned, were seeing other people, Scott was surprised to hear Giselle was pregnant again, although he testified to have had been intimate on and off again with Giselle. On May 27, 2011, during a clinical break, Michelle Lay was attacked at Kaiser's garage by her ex-best friend Giselle Esteban. After Michelle's falls at Kaiser, a nurse at the maternity ward noticed she had not come back from her 15-minute break. Michelle's family and the Hayward Police Department were notified. Too often, I listen to stories where missing women go missing, and the police make families wait days before they start taking any action. Thankfully, the Hayward Police Department took this case very seriously and started looking for Michelle right away. One night, detectives get a frantic phone call from Scott saying he might have found the then missing Michelle Lay's cell phone in his car and that he knew who did it. That's when he sends the police a 15,000-page document of screenshots after screenshots and even video evidence of his ex, Giselle, threatening the life of Michelle and Scott. When questioned by detectives, Giselle did not hold back. She went on to perform a soliloquy about how she had a prenatal appointment and unexpectedly ran into her ex-best friend turned arch nemesis, Michelle Lay, and that this supposedly sent her down an emotional spiral, but she denied being involved in her disappearance. The police gathered security footage placing Giselle at Michelle's work, school, and DNA evidence of blood and hair were found on Giselle's shoe and car. This psycho went as far as to pretend she was a professor at Samuel Merritt University, lab coat and all, where she broke in and was able to obtain Michelle's schedule and current address. After unaliving Michelle, Giselle went to the Apple store where she pretended to be Michelle and got the unsuspecting employee to break her phone. This psycho went on as far as to respond to messages from Michelle's phone, again pretending to be her, saying she needed some time alone. Thankfully, on October 29, 2012, the Alameda County jury convicted Giselle Esteban of first-degree murder and was sentenced to 25 to life in prison. Giselle gave birth to her second child in prison, and Scott currently has custody of their children. Wow, that was intense. Thank you so much for coming down the rabbit hole where I currently live. As always, I accept and respect your opinions. If you'd like a copy of my references, please email yayareahousewife@gmail.com and I'd be happy to send you my notes. Thank you for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.